think so. Alright, let's do our quick little posts. Boom. And there it is. Okay, make sure the app is working on my phone so I can follow Chad. How's everybody doing? Another Tuesday, another Stellaris Console Edition stream. Oh yeah. I think the update to the Twitch app today made things even worse. That's what it looks like. Dun, 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 dun. Why does it say I'm playing Smite? That's really dumb. That's silly. Alright, anyways, let's get going here. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Mobius Y back with more Stellaris Console Edition. Here we go. Gonna go back to the nation of McGruber. Hey, Jeremy. Started a wee bit early. Welcome back, Stan. Good to see you again. Started a wee bit early, but that's fine because we still want to get a good 2 hours in. And an early start definitely helps with that. Okay, so where we left off. Yeah, the Pythoran Scourge doing their thing, doing scourging things, and you know, we're kind of leaving them to their own devices while we do other stuff. We have more important stuff, don't we? Do we have spaceports constructing? Yes, we do. Beautiful. Okay. Now, I do believe Pollux Alpha, we're kind of just messing around and building whatever, right? But Polluxicus, we are doing all minerals, are we not? Yes, we are. Holy crap, there's a lot of pops here that are not doing anything. Okay, that's fine. So let's put you here because we need a mining network on that tile, obviously. And we still got that guy on the alien toy factory as well, which is fine. Did you guys hear about the DLC for 2020? Yes. I'm good making a crazy slave style empire. Yeah, those are effective. No, I'm looking forward to that. I'm glad that there is more stuff coming for Stellaris Console Edition. I was a little worried that they were going to abandon the game altogether. I will admit that there are some changes I'm not terribly keen on. I want to make sure that I've got the sound low enough. Oops, no, don't load game. What am I doing? Yeah, I lowered the sound. I should lower the volume of my TV, I guess. There, that's why. It sounded loud, but it wasn't actually loud. Oh, Great Kundan Coalition of Voldari Mediators. Yep, we already knew about that. Okay, so what are our current technologies? Oh, good. 30 months before we can get a new core sector system. Beautiful. And we are going to colonize Idasich, I believe it was, because there are 3 worlds there. I'm so excited for the new DLC to be brought up to date. It's not going to bring us 100% up to date. We're still a ways behind. But from what I could tell from the trailer, what they're planning in 2020 for... I might do a video of this later on down the road where I pause it around every clip and be like, this is from this trailer, or this is from this earlier PC trailer or story trailer or whatever, and just be like, this was for the Apocalypse DLC, this was for the Synthetic Dawn DLC, this was for something else. And from what I could tell in that trailer, they're planning on giving us... definitely saw a lot of stuff from Apocalypse, so that's going to be a thing. I thought I saw a couple clips of Synthetic Dawn, excuse me. But those ones were a little tough to see. A couple that almost slipped by me was a few little snippets from Distant Stars, which gives us more anomalies, more... Oh, hey, should upgrade that. More Leviathans, and just more cool stuff to encounter when you are exploring the galaxy, which does sound pretty cool. And I am definitely looking forward to. Other stuff includes humanoids. I believe there's a little snippet of humanoids in there somewhere. That one was a little tough to notice, but I do believe it's in there somewhere. So, yeah, I'm kind of thinking about making a video on it and just being like that. And like I said, this little clip is from this DLC trailer. This little clip is from this DLC trailer, so on and so forth, and just be like, maybe just you know, pass on. I think this is what we can expect for DLC in 2020 for Stellaris Console. So even with all that, with if we get humanoids, Synthetic Dawn, Apocalypse, Distant Stars, we're still a ways behind on, from PC version, because that still leaves Megacorp, Ancient Relics, Lithoids, which is a new expansion coming out to PC pretty shortly here. Federations, which is also coming out within a few months here. And there's one other for PC. Oh yeah, Origins. The Origins actually looks really cool because it gets rid of things like the life-seated Civic and that kind of stuff, and instead it turns them into your species origin story, which I think makes way more sense and is way cooler. What are these guys doing? Where are you guys going? Moving to the Zunur system, which is where? I have no clue where that is, so whatever. Authoritarian, xenophobe, militarist, slavery guild, efficient bureaucracy, dictatorship. 2.2 version was Megacorp, so we won't be there yet. It'll be probably about 2.0. Hi, Coglog, how you doing? So I could we can theorize that we will get to about 2.0 version with the Apocalypse. Okay, just going through and making sure our new planets are actually building up. I don't want to build too many more battleships, maybe just 5 more, because our naval capacity is still quite a bit over. It's not causing a huge drain on our minerals or energy with our military fleet just skulking about. So that's fine. Why are there 8 battleships with the 11th Void Skulkers? You guys do not... Oh, you do. Oops. Well, I screwed that up. Way to go, Moby. This is why we can't have nice things. Okay, so I need to transfer ships. And battleship, 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 battleship. And the rest are all corvettes. Confirm. Oops. No, 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 no. Don't do that. To select these guys and merge. There we go. Okay. Good, good, good. So we've got 90 battleships in a single fleet. We could probably do 5 more. We can definitely do 5 more, excuse me. Don't we have... Oh yeah, we do have a Science Nexus. Oh, 52 days and we finish our Science Nexus. That's fantastic. Okay, so we're going to go to Eremadon Core. Queue up another battleship here. And then other nearby systems. Latium Prime. Go here. We go, and then Menchib Prime, definitely. That one's pretty close by. It's 3, and then we got Bagiol Prime. That is 4, and then Epsilon Indy. And 5. There we go. We still have 53,000 minerals saved up for upgrading our Science Nexus. How do you keep the slaves from rioting? Yes, the Harmony traditions do help because it reduces unrest. There are numerous ways you can do it, though. A slave processing facility on the planet, which you can get in the Society Research branch, that reduces slave unrest on the planet. There are civics that you can pick. I believe police state is one of them that reduces unrest throughout your empire. There are certain buildings that give empire-wide effects and reduce unrest. I forget which one it is, like Ministry of Benevolence or something. And also just increasing happiness through the likes of things like Paradise Dome or Propaganda Broadcasts Edict, like Jeremy just said. Also, having armies on the planet reduces unrest. The one thing that I don't really like about a slave empire is you have an excessive amount of armies. I just built, when the couple times that I played it, I just built defensive armies on the planets that had slaves, even if they only had a little bit. So just about all of my planets had about as many defensive armies as you could recruit on them. And if I recall correctly, the number of armies you can have garrisoned, so the number of defensive armies you can have on a single planet, is dependent on the size of the planet. For each tile, you can have a garrisoned army. It's been a bit since I've really worried about doing armies. As you can see, ooh, Science Nexus Hub, here we go. The Science Nexus Central Hub is now in place, equipped with a state-of-the-art singularity reactor. Our engineers are preparing to add the next most challenging segment of the facility, the 4 research wings. They will be fitted with pioneering technology, able to withstand everything from violent heat to intense pressure waves and alien pathogens. They will also provide housing for our many researchers. We have come a long way indeed. Alright, let's take a look-see here. So we've got the hub. And if you look really closely, you can see that singularity reactor kind of bobbing up and down in the middle there. Looks really cool. I like the detail that they did on these megastructures. There they go. It's like an elevator. So we want to upgrade to the research wings. The research wings will contain most of the labs and provide housing for the scientists. They come with multiple security chambers to allow for complete lockdown of various areas, if necessary. So this will increase the science output from 30 per branch to 60, and the monthly cost will increase from 8 energy credits to 12. So we're doubling, it's pretty nice. We are doubling the output while only having, or while only increasing the maintenance by 50%. That's always pretty cool. Why are fleets going through my systems here? What are you guys doing? Get out of my space. When in doubt, purge. Yes, that is definitely an option. Anyways, what was I going with? We were talking about slaves earlier. A very easy way. Ooh, Camia 2 Alpha. What's in the Camia system? Is it just that one planet? Yeah, it's a single 12-tile desert world, which is really, really poopy. Now, in this planet's defense, it has a tile of Betharian stone, which is great, and a tile of alien pets, which allows you to build a Xenozoo. So we've got 2 very useful tiles on this planet. However, it's a 12-tile world, and there's no other planets in that system, which really, really stinks. Tiles. What's in the Nimbus system? An 11-tile tomb world? Really? That's awful. That is awful. But we have a boatload of energy credits sitting around, so let's just say screw it. Do it anyways. Is there an option to eat them? Yes. Okay, how do I... Where is it? People... Nope, that's not it. Society policies. I do believe... No, it's not here. It's people, species, and then we go here. When you're looking at your species, you set their rights. So citizenship, can be... Ooh, hang on. What was it? Non-existent. Military population controls. I can't remember. I can't remember. You either have to... when you're in the species list, you either set the specific rights of the species, or you go into your policies and allow... what's it called? You allow the ability to use a species as livestock, is what it is. Can't seem to... Maybe it's because we don't have... maybe it's because we don't have any additional species within our empire. Yes, but can't eat your own race, and when I get bots, I set them free and use bots. Robots are alright. Slaves are more productive with the minerals and the food. See, if this is just me, I would not set the slaves free. Keep the robots for generating things like science and energy, or maybe not science. If your main species is like really intelligent, you have like intelligent natural engineer and I don't know, communal or something to increase their happiness. Use those on science, but you could use your robots on science. Your robots would also really be really good on power plants and things that generate energy. And you keep your slaves for things like minerals and food. Slaves are very productive with minerals and food, especially minerals, because you can give your species the industrious and strong traits as well to further add on or further tack on more bonuses. So it's pretty cool. Slaves are very, very interesting and effective way to play in this game, and I kind of find it, I for some strange reason, I find that amusing. Okay, so Paluxicus, we are doing a mining colony, so here we go. You use robots with slaves. Me personally, I've not done it. Clearly Jeremy has. Now the only downside to using multiple species or multiple pop types on your planets is that it is definitely more micromanaging, but it's worth it, in my opinion. It is very worth it. Okay, there we go. Our 5 new battleships are done. We are sitting at 800 out of 657 naval capacity. Once we finish Administrative Efficiency 2 in 18 more months, or 17 more months, I guess you could say now, we will aim towards colonizing Edasage, which is over here. They have 3 worlds. 2 are only 12 tiles, but one's about 20 tiles, and that would be this one here. We'll probably specialize these worlds. How, I don't really know yet. I'll think about it. Maybe this one should be a science world. It has a lot of tiles with science on it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It looks like. We got 2 physics here, or sorry, 2 engineering, 2 physics, 2 physics. And then we got 1 physics and 1 society. So yeah, I was anti-slavery till 7 a.m. this morning. And then these planets. So that wouldn't be a bad planet to build a whole bunch of science labs. This planet, there isn't really anything. Kind of a good mix of everything on this one, so we could do whatever we want with that planet. And then this planet. There's a bit of food, a bit of energy. This one's kind of... I don't think we want to do minerals on this one. We'll probably do either more science or do energy. We can't ignore energy. Even though we have a Dyson sphere, and we are very much in the positive for energy right now. Oh my god, I got to do it again. Transfer ships, battleship, confirm. And these guys, and these guys. Boop. Merge. There we go. What do we got? Resource storage full on energy credits. Shocker. Yeah, we can't ignore energy generation. When we move our ships away from the spaceports, it's still going to cause a huge drain in our energy. Look, it just dropped about 200 points with all the battleships we have, and about another 14 with the corvettes. So we will need more energy. So I think that's what we'll do. We'll have the first planet, that bigger planet, we'll transform that into nothing but science labs. It'll be a science planet. The second one, probably minerals. You can never have enough mineral generation. And the third planet, energy. Maybe not in that order, obviously. So we'll kind of play it by ear. You know what? I should have put that guy. I should have put this pop on this tile here with this one piece of society research, because then he'd be getting the adjacency bonus from the planetary capital and the mineral silo. So we'll do that now. So yeah, we're just gonna sit back and build up some technology, build up our empire, build up our military might, obviously. Now, obviously, colonizing planets and getting more spaceports to increase our naval capacity is very good. But as our planets grow and they get more pops on them, that's another way that naval capacity is increased, is the number of pops you have. As you can see, we'll go over here from spaceports, and then what is it? The base is 10 from pops. We get another 83, and then this from spaceports we got another 274. So, yeah, it's more than just the spaceports. So as we colonize planets, and as these newly colonized planets grow, talking is hard apparently, we will get more naval capacity just from sitting back and letting them do their thing. Okay, let's upgrade these to mining networks 2 before we worry about the next building. Let's see. We already have a paradise dome. We don't need food. We definitely don't need to worry about food. Okay, so here we go. Let's do this and do a... Oh, here, what is it? Ministry of Culture? No, that's not it. We'll do a power plant. I mentioned earlier there was a building that reduces unrest. Let's go ahead and take a look at the capital world. I do believe it was a Ministry of Benevolence. So let's take a look-see here. Ministry of Culture. It wasn't that. What else is there? Where is it? Do I already have one somewhere? And that's why I can't build it right now? Interesting. Where would it be? Empire Capital Complex. Let's see. Oh yeah, having authoritarian ethics also reduces what's it called? Reduces slave unrest. What's up? Did I miss much? No, you didn't, XTK. Is getting the private colony worth it early game? I say no. I don't think it's ever worth it, period. Unless you are intentionally trying to... how do I word this? If you're in a situation like we're in, like I should have been using private colony ships for the last several systems, because the thing about private colony ships as opposed to regular colony ships, private colony ships are funded by unknown actors from the private sector. As a result, the colonists may have ethics differing from the majority. If you're still colonizing, these are actually a really good thing to get if you are intentionally trying to get pops with different ethics, which we have been for a little while now. We need to get away from fanatic pacifism, because it's locking us in from being able to declare war on people, for starters, so that we can break out of our space, because we have closed borders all around us. But we could use more bonuses rather than just plus 40% monthly unity, because that's useless to us right now. What we really need is we could really use some militarism. That would increase our fire rate on our ships. I mean, the list goes on with what militarism does. Okay. Do I have any other armies? I have defense armies on a lot of the first half dozen or so colonies. After that, I kind of forgot about getting armies, I guess. That's brilliant thinking there, Mobius. Let's see. More unused buildings. No, you move there. Okay, so construction here is complete. We're gonna upgrade this mineral silo and then just plant the rest of our mining networks. The next pop that starts growing is gonna go on this one just above the mineral silo, because they'll get the adjacency bonus for that. And then the last 3 mining networks, we'll just let the pops grow wherever they want, in whatever order they want. It won't really matter. Oh, I should upgrade this one too. I didn't realize. I use them if I'm struggling with minerals and have excess amounts of credits. Yes, that's another good way to use them. $47,000 minerals. Jeez. We sure build up a lot when we're just sitting here waiting for stuff. Undoes. Science Nexus Hub. 1,300 days remaining. Oh, man. Man, you know what? You know what would have been really great? If we did not have this one vision ascension perk anymore, and instead we had, like, master builders. That would be amazing. Right about now. A leader has gained a level. Oh, yay! Very good, very nice. Okay, we're going to get Flash Coolant 4 for increased energy weapon attack damage. That's always nice. Yeah. Seeing as how we have nothing but Tachyon Lances and Plasma Cannons, that is very good. Excuse me. Ooh, suddenly I have the hiccups. Let's see. People. Yep, we're full on leaders. So if we get the society research that allows us to get more leaders, definitely do that. What we'd like to... I think we should recruit another admiral. Maybe not this. Oh, yeah. Gale speed would actually be good because it's sublight speed. Unyielding would be bad because if the fleet gets caught, like we want an admiral for our corvette decoy patrol. If we have an admiral with unyielding, they'll never retreat. So if they get caught by the Prothoran and actually attacked, they'll never run away. And that's kind of problematic. We want them to run away. Okay, so mining network here, and then we'll just do a mining network here. It's taking a long time for these pops to grow on this planet for some reason. Let's see. Is there any growth even happening? 0.16 per month. Okay. 1.42 per month. All right, that's better. And 0.16. Okay. So it seems like one pop... This is new to me. So it seems like when one pop is growing, one pop is getting most of the growth, and the other ones are just getting a little tiny itty-bitty small amount. Which is fine. Okay, what do we want? Let's do focusing arrays. And then hopefully flash coolant will pop up again right after that. Okay, here we go. Proclamation broadcasts. Don't really care. See, here it is. Ministry of Benevolence. That's why I wasn't able to build it, because we haven't researched this technology. Durr. But yeah, it produces 6 unity, empire modifier, governing ethics attraction, plus 10%, and unrest, minus 10. This can only be built on your capital, but it's another little thing to reduce unrest when you have a lot of slaves on your planets and whatnot. The easiest way to play as slaves is just make sure that you keep your slaves happy. Gene tailor them so that you have the communal trait on everybody. That will increase everybody's happiness by 5%. Build paradise domes on every planet with slaves. Not only will the slaves that are getting the food from the paradise dome be very productive because bonus food production, but you know, it'll also increase happiness by another 5%. Propaganda broadcasts, which is a planetary edict, that increases. What's the word? What's the thing I'm looking for? That increases happiness by 10%? Or 5. One of the two. But yeah, all those little things that just keep your slaves happy. And the easiest way to reduce unrest from slaves is armies. Load up those planets with a bunch of defensive armies, as many as you can. Each army counteracts 10 unrest, if I recall right. Colonize. Let's do a private colony ship from McGruber. Okay. And what we'll do is... This one's going to be a science world, if I recall right. Random note, I really like the tune that was just playing, The Birth of a Star. We're going to call this one Idasich Science Core. There we go, just so that we know what we're doing on these planets. So in my slave game right now, I have no planets bigger than 14, so I try to colonize further away if I find bigger planet or take what I can get. That's totally up to you, buddy. I mean, it partially depends on the habitable world modifier. If it's very low and the odds of you finding additional planets close to your territory, your already established territory, is low, and to find, 20 tile, 19 tile, or bigger tile worlds, you have to go way further away, then yeah, by all means, take what you can get. Just be aware that maybe later on, if you get a bunch of bigger planets, you'll want those bigger planets directly under your control. And your older, smaller planets, you might just want to put them in a sector or something. Okay, what's... man, what did we pick here? Got some pretty bleh options. Tempted to get synthetic personality matrix just for the hell of it, but let's get loader efficiency for kinetic weapon attack speed. It's 1.5. I'm not sure what you mean by that.
Construction complete.
See, now the other thing we got to do is if we are trying to get rid of being fanatic pacifists, we need to really do those society technologies to increase our core sector systems. We need to get that up to, I want to say about 17 before we really worry too much about changing our ethics. Because part of the reason we have so many core sector systems available is because of being fanatic pacifists. That increases it by +4. So if we no longer are fanatic pacifists and we're just regular pacifists, we'll lose control of 2 core sector systems. And we'll lose control of all 4 if we are no longer pacifists, period. Which could be bad. Okay, so I'm hoping that this capacity boosters will give us access to things like the talent acquisition, repeatable, and whatever the other one is for the number of leaders that you can have. Okay, so this spaceport's done. We are now doing orbital hydroponics, the battleship assembly yards, crew quarters, and engineering bay. All right.
Construction complete.
There we go. Construction complete. Pollux. How much longer for this guy? 1.42 per month. How much to upgrade? Okay. Let's upgrade these mining networks. This guy will be done growing by the time they're finished building, so once we get that construction complete, we can queue up the planetary capital. Peace festivals. Plus 30% food, oh boy. Can't wait to annex that. Really hurting on that food generation, boys. No, we are not. I'll tell you what we really need is some freaking engineering research. Oh, here we go. Planetary administration. We must have had a bunch of pops migrate here because, yeah. It was like bloop, 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 bloop. Okay, what's next? Let's just keep upgrading this power plant for the hell of it. Don't need to worry about too much going on here just yet. We'll put this guy here and put a power plant on that or no, we'll do a mining network on this one.
Colonization in progress.
Colonization in progress. Very good, very nice. Dasich is being colonized. So we'll see what happens when it's colonized. If we have some pops with differing ethics, that would be very helpful. I've only really used governing ethics shift in the Hanmer Enlightened Kingdom. They are more outwardly authoritarian. Okay, good for them. Don't really care. Let's see. Factions. Pacifist and xenophobe ethos. Let's see. Are we supporting any of these guys? Let's... Faction happiness. Nation of MacGruber shifts its ethics towards militarist. Okay. So we have been promoting these guys for quite some time. Which is great. 2 neighboring empires. We need 2 freaking rivals. Can't really do much here. Anyways.
Construction complete.
What do we got going on? Okay. So, power plant 4, please and thank you. I don't know what we're going to do on these tiles with food. Maybe we could build like 2 hydroponics farms adjacent to the planetary capital, just for the hell of it, so we never have to worry about food production. And then probably just more mining networks. I almost said more science labs, but mining networks, I think, is more important, since we're going to be dedicating 2 entire planets to science generation in a little while here. Okay, so yeah, power plant 4 on the way. Let's build a mining network. Yeah, a 1.5 planet modifier. I think you should just take what you can get, because that's not very high. See, here's the thing. We are natural engineers, and yet engineering science is the least that we are getting. Let's take a look. So when you look up at the top right here, that gives you a quick kind of glance how much science you're generating in migration treaty proposal. Oh, okay, cool. Which science you're generating more of. That's at a glance, but that can totally change. For example, if we had these progress bars, or sorry, these progress percentages totally different. Like say that engineering was up to about 90%, while physics and society were only, say, I don't know, 20-25%. It's very likely that our total research generation could be very different from the situation that it looks like it's at the top of the screen. Because when you look at the progress bar, the total amount that you're getting, it says at the very top, 903.6 progress per month. The base amount is 564.75, which is the value at the top of the screen that it's showing us. But because our scientist is skill level 5, that adds another 10% bonus to 564.75. He's got the custom AI assistant trained, so that's another 5%. Administrative AI, which is a technology, that adds another 5%. Sentient AI, another technology, it adds another 10%. Our leader, Priestess Dakalinex, another 10%. Encourage free thought, which is an edict that I've been running indefinitely, plus another 5%. The Research Institute on our capital world, another 5%. And Discovery Traditions finished, another 10%. So that's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, plus 60%. Which is why we're actually generating 900 points of physics and not just the 564 you see there. So we look at the other ones, we are getting 784.31 in society and 762.24 in engineering. So despite being natural engineers, we are getting engineering points the least. So we're going to change that. A lot of these a lot of these tiles on Edasich Science Core, these tiles that have no science generation, we're going to put engineering facilities on them. Not all of them, but a lot of them. Probably only going to do... Okay, so we're going to do a Paradise Dome here. This one with the Society Research, that's where we'll put the Frontier Clinic so that the pops grow faster. And everything else is going to be basic science labs. We'll do an engineering facility here, and most of these 5 and the 4 tiles up right above it will be engineering. This one with minerals will be engineering, 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 engineering. The 2 minerals at the bottom here will do 2 biolabs, and then this blank one right here surrounded like pretty much next to 3 tiles with physics generation. We will make those. We will also make those physics labs as well. So let's go ahead and okay, we're going to do physics labs on both of these tiles just to get those prepped. Now, there is nothing else that generates science on this planet, so I'm thinking we're just going to go ahead. Okay, well, let's move you here because I want energy, not food. Or sorry, not energy. Blah. Minerals. So we'll put that guy there, and then we're just going to go ahead and build basic science labs all over these tiles. And then, however the pops grow on this planet after the ones that are already growing, it won't really matter too much. And we could kind of leave this planet to its own devices. Don't have to keep coming back regularly. Okay, Pollux Alpha, how are we doing here? Power plant's almost done, which is good. Now Polluxicus, we can get the planetary capital. So let's just queue that. And then we'll start upgrading the mining networks with pops on them already. Actually, first we'll want the Frontier Hospital, obviously, to increase growth rate. And then we'll do the mineral processing plant grade 2. And then we will start upgrading all the mining networks. And the last thing to do will be the mineral silo, because upgrading the mineral silo doesn't do anything aside from increasing the amount of minerals that we can store in our empire, which is a pretty meh unimportant bonus. Okay, we're getting a lot of planets that have finished terraforming all of a sudden, which is fine. Debating whether we should have made some Gaia worlds, because we totally can. Gaia worlds would be nice. But let's take a look. See, here's an example. What's their maximum happiness? Pretty high. They can be at 100%. 82%. This guy is aligned with. Seems like the happiness of the pops is entirely dependent on which faction they are aligned with, which is fine.
Construction complete.
Construction complete. Polluxicus Nerdicus. Pollux Alpha construction complete. Okay. Still got a mining network 1 there. So let's upgrade that to a grade 2. And then, what pops are growing right now? Not really anything. Let's just build these hydroponics farms. Oops, nope. Just so that we know what we're putting on the tiles. And then mining networks everywhere else. The only reason I'm doing a mining network on this tile here with the food, but I'm doing hydroponics farms on these 2 with the food, and not, you know, doing it differently or doing all 3, is because I want these 2 hydroponics farms to get the adjacency bonus. Which, now that I think about that, why would I do that? Let's get the adjacency bonus from mineral generation. Yeah, that's way better. What am I thinking? I don't really need food. But let's build a farm here anyways. Just the one. All right. How many more? Sorry, I missed that. 1 more month. Good. We're getting there. We're getting there. Okay. Still not too sure how I have
Colony
signatory under
established.
Valdari mediators. I think it's because I'm a signatory under Valdari mediators. No, definitely not. I'm sharing vision with somebody, and I don't know why. Anyways, colony established. Here we go. Okay, so where is it? Frontier Clinic, and that's the tile you're going to be on. And then this tile will be the Paradise Dome, so we don't really want to do anything there. There it is. Okay, and then we could just build up some basic science labs. I'm going to put one on this one here because it has +2 engineering already. So we'll put a basic science lab there, basic science lab there, and a basic science lab there. And that will be it. That will be our first 5 pops so that we can upgrade from the reassembled ship shelter to the planetary administration. And then we can worry a little bit more about building science. We'll be able to put the Paradise Dome down, and then we can worry about putting science labs everywhere else. We also want the spaceport. There we go. Cue that up. Whoa! Bunch of terraforming just finished. Ocelius 3. Bitrius 2. Ocellus 2. Coter 3. Oh yeah, Coter 3. I remember this guy. Plus 20% physics and energy credits output. So we could theoretically turn this into a science-focused planet or an energy-focused planet. And I'm leaning towards making it a science-focused planet. Real Samot 1A is done. And Ulaflatus 2A is done. This would be a very small but moderately beneficial planet to have for generating minerals because it's got plus 5% minerals for its planetary modifier. You know, I can't help but wonder, how many hit points do megastructures have? Like, how long does it take for them to get destroyed? Can you find those in the overview over here on the right? I don't think so. Actions, observation, terraforming, nope. Let's take a look at these primitives that we're observing. Maybe we should get some attack armies and just invade these folks and get rid of them. We have come to take your planet. Give it to me. Well, this is a decent-sized planet. Oh, a Great Pyramid. Oh, yeah, this is where the guy, the one scientist that was studying these guys, was discovered, and he made himself out to be like a god or something, so they made a pyramid in his honor. Blah, blah, blah. 21-tile Alpine world. Huh. "21 tiles ain't too bad." This is only a 13-tile continental world, though. That's terrible. Hey, look at this. Our xenophobe ethos. Our faction with this for the xenophobe ethos currently has the least support. Only 73 pops support xenophobic ethics. Militarist 125 and pacifist 144. Well, we're going to want to be ready for that. We might just... Oh, man. I don't like the idea of that, though. We can embrace militarists. We can embrace the militarist faction right now and change our governing ethics right now from fanatic pacifism. But we'd lose some core sector systems. We'd have to make some sectors Just like 3 or 4, and then just leave them there for a bit until we get those administrative efficiency technology repeatables back again. And then we could get rid of those sectors as time went on, and I don't know. Don't really like the sound of it. We would make, what we'd do though is we'd make sectors out of planets that I have fully developed. Oops, no, we want the Frontier Clinic first, sorry. Frontier Clinic to Frontier Hospital, Mineral Processing Plant 2, and actually, you know what? Let's one-up this even further. Infrastructure projects, reduce the building cost by 25%. Frontier Hospital, Mineral Processing Plant, 70 days for those to finish. Oops, no, we don't want to upgrade ones that don't have pops on them. So let's do that one, and then that one, and then that one. And that's it. And then let's just start upgrading the rest. There we go. Ooh, one more. That's it. Let's leave it to its devices. Okay, so I'll tell you what. Let's go ahead and... What are we going to do on that one? I can't remember. Probably just minerals. This one we can do energy. Yeah, that's what we'll do. Okay, so Adasich 1A. We will colonize. Private colony ship again. This is going to be minerals, so let's plop it right here in the middle of all these. We'll name you Adasich Mining. There you go. Private colony ship on the way. Man, we are up to 71,000 minerals. Yeah, we can build a bunch more battleships. We totally can. Not there, obviously. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, that's fine. "105 battleships in our fleet." What's the fleet power rate? Ooh. Gunpowder has been discovered by the primitive alien civilization on Pithage Mog. Ooh. The use of explosives has also benefited many engineering projects, as troublesome obstacles can now be more easily removed. Even now, their chemists are experimenting with new creative applications for this invention. Oh, that's interesting. Can't believe we don't have the technology to clear glaciers. Interesting. You know what? Let's queue up another 5 battleships, now that I think about it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There. Okay, and we'll double check that these guys do not have a rally point, and these guys do. Okay, good. Just about finishing some technologies that we need. Ooh, we could enact the Grand Fleet permanently. Let's see. From rivals. 1.15, supposedly. We only have the one rival, I think. Also, Stang, you're going to be chasing energy for the first few years. The slaves will almost max out food and minerals fast. Yes, that's correct. But every game is like that, where you're the first little while you are chasing after energy. That is all the time. Let's see. What should we do? Let's just do nerve dampeners because it's the cheapest. And we need to re-roll these technologies. We need some better options. Okay, why are you over there? Be over here. Okay, yeah, I think we'll do that. Society, edicts, and the Grand Fleet. Boop, look at that. Up to 819. Now we are not over naval capacity. So, what exactly did that do? We move our ship away, and we move our ships away. There's still a pretty big hit to our energy generation, about 200. Okay. Meanwhile, on the galactic stage, Great Kundun Coalition's still getting beat into submission by the Thorin Scourge, it looks like. What's the, let's check the situation log. The Scourge of the Void. Vessels consumed by the Scourge, 2106. Thorin squashed by others, 1700. Thorin exterminated by us, still 193. Wow. Infested worlds, 45. Infested worlds cleansed, 1. Interesting. Can we still not get out of here? No. Sorry, Star Corp closed their borders. Those guys, they closed their blah, 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 blah. Everybody here closed their borders. Whatever. What is our status amongst everybody else? Pretty much everybody else is either inferior or pathetic, and the exception being the Awakened Ascendancy, the Valdari Mediators. Even the Savix Cast Reclaimers are inferior to us. Well, probably because they have no ships. And then these guys, the Kingdom of Jofemari, their naval capacity is superior. Pathetic fleet power, so that means that they have F-all for a military right now. And equivalent technology. Interesting.
Research complete.
Okay, research complete. What do we get? Loader efficiency, not bad. Let's see. Assembly algorithms for increased build speed. Does sound nice, but kind of meh compared to hull integrity. Yeah, no. This will be level 5 of the repeatable. So we'll be getting plus 25% hull points to all of our ships. So how much will that be giving us? We've already got 3120 total hull points, and I'm pretty sure the base is only about 2400. That's pretty good. That's to our battleships, I should say. Our corvettes is more than likely a different story. Let's take a look. Corvettes have 390 hull points. Yeah, that's not too bad. Almost another 30%. I can't believe it's already been an hour. Not much has really happened. Okay, so Pollux Nerdicus building, or sorry, Pollux Nerdixicus, because reading is hard. Shouldn't I have a paradise? We're almost there. The research wings on the Science Nexus are now complete. Ladies and gentlemen. Wait, why am I saying ladies? There's no ladies here. What am I talking about? Okay, I need to double check our tiles here. We don't have a paradise dome. Why? Probably because I'm stupid. Paradise dome. Yes, please. Where is the Frontier Clinic? Oh, there it is. I knew I had one of those. I was about to lose my mind. Okay. I'm a lady. Random comment, but okay. It's mining, still colonizing. How's Pollux Alpha doing? We haven't checked this place out in a while. Oh, it's building the hydroponics farm. That's the last thing to be built here. I think next up we're going to upgrade these engineering facilities. So that we can get more more engineering science coming in. Okay. 920 out of 823 fleet capacity. I'm pretty sure our 13th, or sorry, our second Void Skulkers. Let's see, about another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 with 1600 fleet power. So yeah, we'll be just under 200k for. I said there are no ladies in here unless I misheard you. No, no, you didn't hear me. I was joking. There are no women's on the internets. An age-old internet joke. Okay, well, you know what? We can, once the Dasage mining is done. Oh, we didn't check the spaceport. Ah, there we go. We want this. Solar panel network, yes. Spaceport upgrades. See, another thing that's going to happen is when our current leader dies, he's 97, we're going to lose this plus 20% additional naval capacity. Although we do get this one. Oh, you know what? Wow, this next ruler really sucks. Fortifier with reduced cost and upkeep for military stations, and reduced cost for building construction ships and mining stations. These are really crappy traits for a ruler right now. Oh well. Whatever. Okay, so what do we got going on? Okay, it looks like we've already upgraded to a single engineering facility 3, which is great. Next one coming up pretty shortly here. So let's start queuing up upgrades to our mining networks that have newts. Newt miners on them already. Here we go. And there. And then we'll do this one next too, because that will have a pop on it. Eventually. The rest we'll upgrade later. We want to upgrade the ones that are already occupied. Okay, we're almost done here. That's good. Almost done with the Dasage mining. 1 more month to go. How are we doing in our technologies? 9 months for focusing arrays 5. Hopefully Flash Coolant 5 pops up as well. That'd be nice.
Colony established.
I realized... Oh, there we go. Colony established. I realized the hard way that when I sing alongside the tune that is playing in the game, it is way out of sync. So I need to be aware of that and not do it. Okay, this is going to be a mining world. So we do want a mineral silo somewhere. Let's put it here. Because it's an empty tile and it's right next to 2 that are already producing minerals. And what else? What else can we build that would be useful before we upgrade the reassembled ship shelter? Nothing. Let's just leave it at that. Oops. I didn't mean to keep it paused. So Edasich 3, this will be for energy. So let's go ahead and queue up the colonizing. Boop. And let's put the capital here because we can enact. We'll get the energy bonus on all 4 tiles, whereas if we put it down here, it'll only be on 3 tiles. So we'll call this one Edasich Powers. Actually, Edasich Energy sounds cooler. We could call it Positive Energy. All about those good vibes. All about that positive energy. I learned a lot from doing yoga. Excuse me. this guy's migrating. See ya. Pollux Alpha, Polluxicus, Nerdicus. Where is that guy migrating to anyways? Where'd he go? Was it this guy? No, where was he? No, now I can't find him. I'm glad you stayed with this save. Shows the deeper gameplay. This game does have highs and lows in action. Yes, it definitely does. And it's very common that the late game is extremely slow. The mid game can be that way too, when you can no longer forcibly expand and like all the borders are set and stuff like that. You're kind of stuck where you are. That can happen. That can happen too, because then you can just be sitting waiting for technologies and stuff like that. Oh shoot! You know what I forgot to do? Oh man. Science Nexus. There we go. Monthly maintenance. Only 15. I forgot that as you upgrade the Science Nexus, it's actually less and less maintenance added on every time you do it. So we went from 8 to 12 to 15. So that's -8, and then another -4, then another -3. So it's very small amounts. But anyways, I should have been working on the Science Nexus a lot sooner. Once it's done, it'll definitely help with our research projects. It's not going to make a ginormous difference, I don't think. It'll probably help shave a couple months off of some of these projects that we see are taking, upwards of 50 to 60 months every time we pick them now. So it might shave a few months off of that, but I don't think it'll be a significant bonus. But still, Science Nexuses are pretty nice. We can probably queue up a second megastructure as well. The question is, what will we want? Ooh. Could put a Dyson sphere around that planet. Or that star. Oh, yeah, actually, right here. This is a good one. Right around this star. There's no useful planets here. Can we freaking terraform any of these? Nope. Oh, there we go. These are some really small moons sometimes.
Construction complete.
Okay, what else? No, not that one. And what else? How about this one? Nope. What do we got? Pollux Nerdicus. Okay, cool. We are done with the Paradise Dome, so that's good. We're going to start upgrading our basic science labs now. Can't upgrade the Frontier Clinic or the Planetary Administration yet, but we will be able to upgrade to the Planetary Capital fairly soon. So, what do we want to focus on? Let's just do a bunch of engineering facilities. You can never go wrong with those. Increasing your hull integrity and stuff like that. This is already a physics lab, and that's already a physics lab, so that's fine. What else? Let's see. Let's do physics labs on these two as well. And then we'll do one more engineering facility, and then tell you what, we'll do 2 biolabs. Just for funsies. Okay, what do we got? The spaceport of MacGruber has... Oh, that must be the private colony ship. See if we could excuse me. Let's see if we can find a aforementioned colony ship. I want to check something out. Since it's a private colony ship... Ooh, come on, there we go. Maintenance 7.2. Okay, so yeah, it's still it has a military power rating of 7.08. Watch out, boys. We're going to have a fleet of colony ships take on the Prothoran Scourge. We'll only need about 1,000 of them. And even then, they'll only have a fleet power of about 7,000. 1,000 colony ships would still not have as much fleet power as 40 corvettes. Good times. Okay, Polluxicus, you are done construction. So, let's keep going here. Upgrade the ones with pops on them first, like those ones. Okay, this one would be good because he's getting the adjacent bonuses. And then this guy. Okay, and then we do ones with pops growing on them, which are those 3. And then we will do these 2, which have nothing on them yet. And then we'll do a mineral silo upgrade. Because it's there, we can upgrade it.
Construction complete.
Oh, what do we got now? Edasage Mining has finished its construction queue. That's perfect. Let's put this guy on this mineral silo.
Research complete.
Okay. Research complete. We have completed focusing arrays 5. And do we have flash coolant again? No, we do not. That is very disappointing. All right, let's do applied superconductivity. 25 months for that. It's a fairly quick project, actually. Increase our energy credits by 5%. We could use those. Okay, let's see what's going on in the rest of the galaxy.
In progress.
Polygar, what are you guys doing here? It says you have a fleet. Oh, you got F all for a fleet. You got a destroyer. Good luck. Okay. Huh. See, I still don't... Oh, man, we're going to have to declare war on a bunch of people and just annihilate them for the hell of it. Like, this is just bad news all around. Can we go up this way? Nope. Valdari mediators have it closed off as well. Well, folks, there's a few of you in chat. Our Science Nexus is going to be a while before it finishes, but it will probably finish before we close it up tonight because we've still got, about 50 minutes. And this will be done in less than 1,600 days. So, yeah. Let me know in chat what you think the next megastructure should be. If you're watching this on YouTube, let me know in the comments what you think our next megastructure should be. Well, maybe leaving comments on YouTube would be kind of redundant because by the time I see the comments and all that jazz, like we'll probably be starting our next megastructure as soon as the Science Nexus is done, and there will be about 20 minutes left in the episode. So we'll probably get the first stage or 2 of the next megastructure on the go, maybe. Okay, so at first glance, it looks like everywhere we could have possibly had a habitable world, we have terraformed. And they're all desert worlds now within our space. At least that's what it looks like. Ooh, what do we got now? The Hanmar Enlightened Kingdom has declared the Savix Cast Reclaimers, which is one of the Awakened Empires, as their rival. Yeah, good luck with that, boys. Okay, mining network, and then let's do a mining network, and then let's switch things up and get another mining network. And tell you what, we're going to throw a major curveball to the game here and get another mining network. And, yeah. That looks about good. Oh, how did this one not upgrade earlier? That's a little silly. Oh, what do we got? Savage Cast Reclaimers has declared the Hanmar Enlightened Kingdom their rivals. Oh, shocker. Okay, how are we doing on Edasage Science? Oh, we can upgrade Planetary Administration. We must have had a few pops migrate here because, wow.
Research complete.
And let's check out Edasage Mining. Nothing going on there whatsoever. What do we got? Nerve Dampeners is done. Here we go. Administrative Efficiency again. Most excellent. Definitely pick that. 46 months. Have you tried the ring world yet? It can go around a star you have zero interest in. That's correct, but we can't build them in this game. Because I only have the Galactic Wonders Ascension perk. For the other one, I thought about getting, what is it? The Circle of Life, so that we could get Ringworld megastructures, but I was leaning heavily towards either Master Builders or Galactic Contender to increase our damage to Fallen and Awakened Empires. In hindsight, getting Galactic Contender kind of sucked because the Praetorian Scourge has kicked the crap out of these Awakened Empires, so it was kind of pointless to get. So we probably could have gone with Master Builders. So without this one vision, which is now useless, and if we didn't get Galactic Contender, which became pointless to get pretty quickly, we could have two way more useful Ascension perks with Master Builders and the Circle of Life, allowing us to build megastructures faster and build ring worlds, because ring worlds are amazing. They're very expensive, but they are amazing. Let's terraform this because we can. Why not? You're not wrong though. Like systems like this one where the planets are pretty much useless, and this one here too, where the planets are pretty much useless. These are really good systems for ring worlds or even Dyson spheres.
Colony established.
Colony established. Here we go. Okay, so let's build a frontier clinic. And then after that... Ooh, I don't know what to do. We'll probably just do nothing and sit on... just sit on this planet. Because we will do a Paradise Dome over here. Or, sorry, up here on this 3 food tile. Which will be nice. Oh, I gotta do spaceports. There we go. Adasage energy, Adasage mining. I can't believe I forgot to do spaceports. Arg. Okay, so let's do an observatory. Definitely want an observatory on this planet. And then, oh, can't do battleship assembly yards yet. Just gotta wait. And then crew quarters and engineering bay. All right. Personally, I like ring worlds. The last time I played as my usual single player, what's it called? Empire, the Zaxxon Collective, I wound up having 3 ring worlds by the time I finished building my first one because I found the Cybrex homeworld, which was a ruined ring world. And I kicked the crap out of a neighboring fallen empire, which was materialist, and they have a ring world in their home system. So by the time I finished building my first ring world, I annexed another one from a fallen empire, and I was repairing the one in the Cybrex home world, in the Cybrex home system. So I had 3 ring worlds in a very short time span. It was pretty awesome. Okay, let's just go ahead and just upgrade some things. So we'll start with an engineering facility here, and then these 2 will be physics labs. All right, we'll leave that there. And then, since we don't have another pop yet, I'm not going to worry too much about the Paradise Dome. Actually, hold on. This guy's going to be done in just a second, so we'll queue up the Paradise Dome. Yep, he's done. We'll queue up the Paradise Dome now. What is going on here? Okay. Here's what we need to do. People, species. We need to change... What the heck was it? That's an interesting combination. Why didn't I add anything else? We have 2 gene points left. Okay, so just thrifty. Why is there no communal on this one? So we'll do communal, and we need to pick not a data science core. We need to pick all these other ones. Not Pollexicus Nerdicus either. So these three. Modify, and then research. Okay, and then... Alright, we'll leave it at that. Yeah, they make the habitats look like puppies praying to grow up and be a ring world. Habitats are still pretty good, though. I do like them. They have very productive buildings. Or I should say, specifically power plants.
Species modified.
I think species modified. I think habitats are fantastic for focusing on... this one's fertile, so we need to leave him alone. Why does this have a science core? You guys need to get modified because that's just really silly. Got rid of the thing and just did thrifty. So we're going to change that. We're going to do, where is it? Fertile, there we go. Okay. And then, can we do anything else? Nah, let's just leave it at that.
Situation log
modify. This will take no time at all. Habitats are really good if you don't really want to do any planets that focus on energy generation. Instead, you could build a whole bunch of habitats that have those power plants, because those power plants are very, very efficient. For a single building, you get 8 energy generation from it. So it's essentially a very high-level power plant. Ooh, what do we got? The Hanmer Enlightened Kingdom and the Savage Caste Reclaimers are declaring war on each other because that's a brilliant idea, apparently. So let's take a look at Power Plant 5. The Power Plant 5 is able to generate 8 energy credits on its own. It can obviously generate more because it'll be on a planet with, say, an energy grid, and you could put it on a tile on your capital world where it already generates, you know, in this case, 2 more points of energy, so you're getting 10 off of that tile plus additional bonuses. You could get the same thing from habitats because the power plants in the habitats essentially give you the same as a power plant 8, which is really, really good. Okay, so this guy needs to get modified because this is just really stupid how it's set up. I want fertile and
situation log updated.
Done.
Species modified.
There we go.
Construction complete.
This is how I want them for now. Okay, so the Frontier Clinic is done. And let's, yeah, we'll let this guy grow here on the 3 foods so that for sure I will get the, what's it called? The Paradise Dome there as soon as possible. Yeah, I used them on credit farms, made 6 for credits only. Yep. I think that's the way to go. That's strictly my opinion. You can do whatever you want, really. I also think that there's 2 other buildings that are good. There's the one on the habitats that generate unity, if you need to generate more unity. Those ones are quite good because they generate a decent amount of unity for a single building. I think it's like 5 or something, 4 or 5. And the science labs on habitats are also quite good, plus 3 points in each branch. So physics, society, and engineering, you get plus 3. Now that's something you can't get on any regular science lab on any other planet. It's not as good as the Research Institute, but the Research Institute, as you can see here, is an Empire-specific building. You can only build 1. So
Construction complete.
Construction complete. Pollux Nerdixicus has finished its construction queue. Okay, so now we just gotta wait to get a planetary capital, and then we can finish off upgrading our science labs that are on this planet. We'll have almost... It's only a 13-tile world, so we'll have this colony almost fully developed by the time we can upgrade to a planetary capital. We'll also want to do some more species modifying because we're going to have... we have specific planets for specific things. Pollux Alpha. How are we doing here? Oh, upgrading this last mining network. We'll upgrade that to a grade 4. That pop will be done by that point, just about, and then we can start upgrading everything else. We'll obviously leave the hydroponics farm for last. Okay. So if you haven't heard, earlier in the stream we discussed what we can expect for Stellaris Console Edition in the future. You may not have seen it, but there was a bit of an announcement that there is stuff planned for 2020 for Stellaris Console Edition. We will... Ooh, ruler gained trait. Investor. Okay, so... That just increased our energy credit generation, I do believe. Okay, now we'll upgrade the mining networks. Okay, just one sec here. So, yeah, investor plus 10% energy credits throughout the Empire, which is great, but our ruler is going to die within the next probably 20, 30 years. Anyways. So, yeah, there was a little announcement trailer where they used clips from trailers for previous PC expansions. So, going off of that, we can assume that we will be getting Apocalypse. They used a lot of clips from Apocalypse. There was at least one from Distant Stars, maybe more. Synthetic Dawn, I'm pretty sure, was in there. It was a little tough to notice, but I'm fairly certain that we can expect Synthetic Dawn next year as well. And energy... No, we want to keep you there for the Paradise Dome, yep. And then I do believe we still saw humanoids, and that's it. Yeah, it was just the 4. And now I'm racking my brain because apparently I'm dumb. But yeah, humanoids, Synthetic Dawn, Apocalypse, and Distant Stars. That's what I noticed clips of. Whether we're actually getting that's 100% true, that we're getting them remains to be seen. I am fairly positive that we will get Apocalypse, though, because there was a lot of clips from the Apocalypse PC trailers in the little thingy for Stellaris Console Edition, and I mean a lot. Oh, look, they're ending their rivalry, which they will declare again in about 5 minutes. Okay, so spaceports. Forgot about those again. Okay. There we go. Upgrade, upgrade, upgrade. And then how's this spaceport doing? Almost done. Perfect. This one's good, and this one's good. Okay. Let's take a look now. Going to finish applied superconductivity in the next month here, so we'll be able to... Hopefully we can get something like flash coolant. But anyways, yeah. For the most part, I'm excited for all the updates that it looked like we'll be getting for 2020. I was going to say there is something about Apocalypse that I'm not too keen on. Oh, hang on a second here. What did we finish? A Dasich Science Corps has finished upgrading to a planetary administration. It was upgrading the science labs. That's right. So let's move some pops around. Oh, no, wait, we don't want to. They're still just growing. Okay, that's fine. But let's put the growing ones here and here. This guy's not growing yet, so that's fine. We'll leave him wherever. So we'll do basic science labs on this one and on this one. Now the reason why I'm not too keen about Apocalypse. Oh, you know what? I should cancel and do infrastructure projects. I'm not the biggest fan of the rework to what's it called? Controlling star systems. And I'll explain why in just a second here once I am able to focus and actually, you know, talk here. So basic science lab, basic science lab. Now how apply, oh geez, I missed this one right beneath it. Okay, basic science lab there. That's fine. Now, exactly how does Apocalypse change the landscape in Stellaris? Well, right now, you claim your borders by either colonizing planets, and then borders extend out from that system to nearby systems, or by building a frontier outpost. And a frontier outpost also extends your borders, not as much as a planet does, especially a big planet that will eventually get lots of pops, but it still does the trick. How 2.0 changes it, and I don't mean specifically Apocalypse, the Apocalypse DLC, it's more Stellaris 2.0. How 2.0 changes it is that each individual system, you have to build what is called a starbase in it, and that starbase acts like it's kind of a combination between a frontier outpost and a military station, like a fortress that we can build now. That is how you claim that one system. The borders do not extend beyond that one system. Your borders will simply go to that one system. So say we built a starbase here in Zatar, Joinham, and Fuewi. Let's say we built a starbase in Zatar, Joinham, and Zif, because Zif is a hell of a lot easier to say than Fuewi. Our borders would only be those three systems, and they would not extend to Borbo or name I can't fucking pronounce. If we wanted to claim the resources in those systems, we'd have to go to those systems and build more starbases. Now, starbases can be upgraded to be more, a lot, you know, more defensible and whatnot, so that they're tougher to take over, and you can get what's called, I believe, a citadel, and it's like a really big spaceport with lots of defensive platforms and stuff, and defensive cannons, and I think you can build ships out of it. And in order to take control of a system that, say, a hostile empire, has a starbase in, you go to war with them. You send your fleet in. You take out their starbase. But the starbase never gets destroyed. You basically just cede control of it from the enemy empire, and it becomes yours. So I can understand why that change was made, and that it is better in a sense that if there was a border war going on between us and the Neberite Covenant, these guys up here, if there was a border war going on, you would see these systems here like Gothia and Bijal and Elfior, and even over here in their area, Julau and Baltris, Kelson, that kind of stuff. It would be going back and forth, losing control, regaining control of it, losing control again, regaining control. It would be a lot more dynamic border movement with our conflict going on there. And it would also be very likely that, you know, maybe one of us just cuts a swath right through the center of one of our empires, and then we gain control of all, like, a line of starbases here, and then those systems are now part of our empire here. So you got like this big phallus looking thing cutting through the center of their empire, which is now a part of ours. I can understand why that change was made, to add a little more dynamic border conflict in a situation like this. Like right now, we can't do diddly squat. The only things I can do are build some frontier outposts up here in these four systems that I don't give a crap about, because they don't really have anything super useful in them. Aside from this one has Garanthium ore, which we already have, so I don't really need it, right? So this is a very static environment right now, because we're just kind of sitting here, and these borders will not change unless I colonize this planet here and or this planet here, it's possible that the borders will extend and we might gain control of this system because they don't have a frontier outpost, and this system because they don't have a frontier outpost there, and this one as well. But like apart from that going on, it's just a lot more. It encourages a lot more kind of dynamic gameplay because, you know, I could come in, go to war with him, take over the starbase that he'd have here. Now that system becomes mine. Do the same with these two over here, for example, and whatnot. Now, the things that I don't like about it is that planting a starbase somewhere, you just get that system. I do like that placing a frontier outpost, if you're very, very strategic about it, you could plop it down, say, one right here in the Nimbus system, and if it extends the borders big enough, you get those 6 surrounding systems and potentially any good resources from there as well. Also, I could plop some frontier outposts down here if I don't feel like colonizing these planets to try and force my borders more into their current space so that I can possibly get this system and maybe even get this system, and then build more frontier outposts in there to further push their borders back. So technically I could already do that. It is kind of a cheese way to do it though, and we don't even have to go to war, and I could essentially be stealing space from them, essentially. In theory, it's not going to always be the case. What do we got here? Applied superconductivity done. There we go. Flash coolant 5. That's what we want. Perfect. Okay, that's going to take 54 months. So yeah, there is the potential that the way the game is now, you can steal space from neighboring empires without even going to war with them, which is kind of cheesy. It does make more sense that it's like, hey, if you want to take control of that system that they've already claimed, you got to go to war with them and take out their military that'll probably be defending their space, and take out the starbase that is in that system. So like it puts a pretty big fight on your hands, which I do understand. Don't get me wrong, I do understand. Like I said, it's just little things I don't really like. For example, placing a starbase that has no influence to neighboring systems. So it's just if a certain system has good resources that you could use right now or even down the road, put a starbase in it, and like that's the extent of the kind of quote-unquote strategic planning there. It'll be a different way to play. I wouldn't be surprised if a big part of the reason that I'm not too keen on it is that it's change, and I'm a male, and males don't like change. So, you know, it could just be me worried about nothing, which is perfectly fine. If it turns out that I really like that system, instead of what we have now, then great. I will be a happy camper. Hopefully that made sense. I wasn't just talking out my bum. And you guys can understand why I'm not, you know, super hyped about everything that we're getting. I'm still quite excited. Improvements to Stellaris Console are improvements. Whatever. More DLC is more DLC. If we get distant stars or the equivalent of it, I will be a happy camper because, you know, you get way more anomalies, you get more leviathans. There's just more cool stuff that can happen in the galaxy. Apocalypse, I like the idea of building Titans and even doing a Colossus project. That'll be fun. If the Apocalypse DLC comes out separately from most everything else, I think that'll be the first thing we do is when we start a new game is just go, okay, here's the plan. We're going to rush towards a Colossus project. We're going to build a world cracker, and we're going to blow up some enemy planets. So that'll be something really fun to look forward to. Something else that would be nice if we do get it, and I could have sworn I saw a couple clips in the trailer. Humanoids, I would love a little more customization. Plus, I think the humanoid ships actually look really cool. So I'd be more than willing to create more humanoid-style empires with the humanoids pack. Because I'll be honest, I'm not a huge fan of the base mammalian ships, or should I be more specific? I'm not really a huge fan of using those kind of ships for humanoid empire. I think I can get rid of the frontier outpost here. I'm gonna try something. Disband. Did that do anything? No, it didn't do a dang thing. Okay. I'm gonna try to find a couple frontier outposts within our borders that I can get rid of. I just did that to one, and it was helpful. I don't think I can do it to this Brocken system because they've got this planet right next to us. So I still want to be applying border pressure into that part of our... Ooh, hey. This system is now under our control. Yeah, neat. Let's get a Ramadan, Yanduz, and Baggio. Wow, I don't have a construction ship anywhere near here. Let's go ahead and build a mining station there. Look at us going for that +2 minerals. Oh, yeah. Perfectly. It's a change to the base game that you are used to, and you have to relearn the game again, which can be good and bad. Yeah. I think gamers in general don't really like change. When new stuff comes in that doesn't change anything, gamers are perfectly happy, especially the normie gamers that just, you know, want new stuff. How do I word that? I have a very weird opinion on what I consider the quote-unquote modern gamer. I don't agree with people that say that they're a gamer and yet they don't play video games a hell of a lot, maybe 3 or 4 times a week, and when they do, they hop on and play like a sports game or Call of Duty for like a couple hours, and that's it. And not even a couple hours, they could only do it for like an hour. I don't really consider that person a gamer. If they do it like super casual and they just occasionally hop on and stuff like that, especially when said person only plays one kind of game all the time. Excuse me. And part of that is it's like, oh yeah, I like video games. Oh, what do you play? Oh, I play Call of Duty Black Ops, Black Ops 2, Advanced Warfare, Black Ops 3, Infinite Warfare, Call of Duty Ghosts. I like Call of Duty World at War, Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare 2. And yeah, I like video games. And it's like, well, that's... You like Call of Duty. You can't really say you like video games because not all video games are like Call of Duty. You know what I'm saying? I'm kind of talking out my ass here. I understand that. What the heck do we got going on here? Why are these stations... Okay, that's strange. Probably because this was a kinetic station, isn't it? Nope, it's an energy station. It's like going from classic WoW to current retail, 2 different games under the same name. Yeah. Exactly. And because when things like these quote-unquote live service games were first implemented, and there were some fairly, I'm not going to say popular, I can't think of a good example of a quote-unquote live service game that came out which was really popular. And I'm not talking about like now, I'm talking about, you know, with like 5 to 10 years ago. It really feels like the entire face of gaming, or the entire facet of the video game industry, has completely changed. And a big part of that is because companies, especially the big publishers, most of them anyways, they largely changed their focus from, hey, let's make sure that we put out good games for people to enjoy that will be a great experience, to how the fuck can we just squeeze every last penny from people who just want to buy shit for the sake of buying shit. So, I mean, that's kind of part of it. I'm sure right now I sound like one of those people one of those old folks who's like, I remember when video games came out and they were not the same. And companies actually cared about delivering a good game. And they didn't promise that the game would be finished 2 years after initial release. Those were the good old days. My back! Yeah, I'm sure I sound like one of those people, but it's true. It's so true. I grew up, especially in the 90s, I grew up with the likes of, you know, like the original Nintendo, and then you had like Super Nintendo, and then even like Sega Genesis and Nintendo 64. I spent so much time on the Nintendo 64, but the original PlayStation even, and the Dreamcast, when you had the capability to connect to the internet, it was still a matter of your game would release and it was a finished game. It wasn't, well, they can use the internet connection and we can just patch it later so that the game is actually done at a future time. You know, when we feel like getting around to actually finishing it. Okay, so we're gonna need a, what's it called? I could put a, no, we're not gonna do that. So this tile with one food, I could put a Paradise Dome there, and then the food gets the adjacency bonus for being next to the planetary capital. However, it would be more beneficial, I think, if I put it on this tile, where I don't get the adjacency bonus, and instead I put a mining network here, which gets the adjacency bonus for more minerals. We need more minerals, not food. You're better off not even looking at a game on launch because you know the bugs aren't worked out. Yes! That is another thing. That is another thing. Like, I've been actually, I said this in my Discord. I don't know if you guys are following me on, or sorry, are in my Discord, I should say. I know, Jeremy, you are. Stang, I don't know if you are. Actually, I don't even know if you're still watching. But yeah, like MC Old Greg. Mick Old Greg. M Cold Greg. It's like you said, like games come out nowadays and they're buggy at launch. A lot of them are not finished, and it's just a mess. It's just ridiculous. And people still gobble that shit up. I don't get it. It's like, oh yeah, this looks fantastic. I'll admit, I'm a sucker for the hype train sometimes too. I was very excited for Anthem earlier this year. Yes, I'm still here just listening. I'm surprised you're still just listening, because when I go back and if I watch a video that I did and I have a lot of talking in it, I put myself to sleep. Or maybe you're trying to sleep, and by listening to me, I'm putting you to sleep, so you just leave the Twitch app going. I'm thinking too hard on it. Let's go ahead and do. I don't know. Matter compression. That wouldn't be too. Let's do some matter compression. Increase our armor. Like Fallout 76 or Anthem. Yes. Cheap gameplay, but we will give you 200 loot box and 90 DLCs to fix the game from launch. Yeah, tell me about it. Now, don't get me wrong. Some games do it right. Some studios, I should say, do it right, where they do a fantastic job reworking the game, adding new stuff, and making it a completely different experience from what it was at launch. For example, No Man's Sky. That is a fantastic game now. The next update that came out last year finalized its complete transformation into what is essentially a completely different game. A game that is very much worth playing now, and can be a fantastic time for yourself, either alone or even with friends. Maybe, yes, you are, but it's all good. So, like, that's an example of a game doing it right, but unfortunately, that's more the exception and not the rule. You get games like, and I think the big reason that No Man's Sky is so different now from what it used to be, and they haven't just said F this and given up on it, is because it's a small studio that they're making the game themselves. They don't have a big publisher that said, okay, push out this stuff, and even if it's not ready, because we need to put out content to keep player retention and keep people interested in this game and blah blah blah, and keep new people buying it and stuff like that. And then when none of that was working, they just went, okay, pull the plug. We give up on this shit. Move on to the next thing, or dissolve the friggin' studio, for example. It's a small studio, and what is it now? I think it said 8 people or something at Hello Games, maybe 11. I can't remember, but still a very small studio, and like they treat that like their baby. So they nurture it, they keep building on it, and they make something truly awesome down the road, which is super cool. And I'm very happy that Hello Games did that, because, like I said, No Man's Sky is actually a pretty damn good game now. I do recommend it. And then on the flip side, you get a game that releases like Anthem, where the launch state, you could say, is quite similar to No Man's Sky's launch state. It was very buggy. It was not what people expected. It seemed to just be missing a whole bunch of stuff. There was a whole bunch of stuff, and maybe not so much. There was a whole bunch of stuff promised, quote unquote, in Anthem that the game just didn't have, because No Man's Sky was flat out promised to have a whole bunch of stuff which wasn't there. But I would say it's not the same thing with Anthem, because it was less a case of stuff was promised but didn't show up, but I think it was more expectations weren't met, as opposed to like broken promises. But it's a similar thing. It came out, it was very buggy, felt unfinished, felt like it was kind of just, pushed out there because this is good enough, let's just rush it out there. But the difference is, and like I get it, Anthem's only been out for a year compared to No Man's Sky's 3 years. Okay, so Edasage mining, let's go ahead and start building some mining networks. We're going to put you down here, and mining network. I guarantee that they're going to pull the plug on Anthem by launch, like the 1-year anniversary next year. Well, sorry, I shouldn't say I guarantee. I strongly suspect, because they already abandoned their bloody post-launch roadmap, which honestly came as no surprise, because everything up until that point was late anyways. And, oh shoot, I forgot about the mineral processing plant. You dumb Moby. And, I mean, right now they said, okay, we're giving up on the roadmap because we need to focus on ironing things out in the game and fixing bugs and solving problems and stuff like that. Well, that's also, it takes a much smaller team to do bug fixing than it does to create new stuff, because for creating new stuff you need concept artists, you need 3D modelers, design artists, texture artists, a sound team to possibly come up with new sounds for this new content, etc., etc. The list goes on, and obviously, of course, programmers. With bug fixing, you pretty much just need programmers and playtesters. Geez, we're not getting the one that I want, because you get the programmers that program in the stuff that fixes the bugs, and you get the playtesters that test out. Over and over and over and over and over, I might add. Science Nexus completed. I knew it would be done before we finished. The playtesters test to double check that the bugs were fixed, and that by adding in that new code, they didn't, bugger something else up in the game. Today we celebrate the grand opening of the Science Nexus. With its state-of-the-art research facilities and innovative technology, we will have no trouble attracting the greatest minds from across the Empire, or even the universe, should we so desire. This feat truly marks the beginnings of a new era of enlightenment. It is a big day in the history of our kind. Indeed. I love it. Our Science Nexus is done, lady. Tentative bracket S bracket and gentlemen. Okay, so nobody's really piped up. Maybe I'll just leave our next Well, the problem is it takes so bloody long to build a megastructure. Does anybody have any suggestions on what to do for our next megastructure? We could do another Dyson sphere, another Science Nexus, or we could even build a Sentry array. I think a Sentry array would be quite useful. Another Dyson sphere would be pretty awesome because we never have to worry about energy for a very long time or ever. Another Science Nexus would be nice to help with our research projects, getting all these repeatables in. And a Sentry array, I think, would be very useful because we'd be able to track the movements of the Prothoran Scourge throughout the whole galaxy. So if you got a second, chat, and you can hear me, just post what you think we should do in chat. If you're watching on YouTube and you got this far, congratulations. I'm surprised I didn't put you to sleep. But yeah, leave a comment on what you think we should do for our next megastructure. There's only about 5 minutes left in this stream. So I'm not going to worry too much about starting our next one. I totally could because we have almost 80,000 minerals stockpiled. So that's definitely within our reach. I think I should build more ships, though. I definitely think I should build more ships. How is the Scourge of the Void going? Woo! Prothoran squashed by others, 2112. Vessels consumed by the Scourge, 2422. And 41 infested worlds, 5 infested worlds cleansed. So, there's definitely... People are fighting back against the Scourge. I guess that makes sense. Because they're not spreading nearly as quickly as they have in previous games. We're 30 years in. Actually, sorry, they've been in the galaxy for longer than that, right? No, it's been about 30 years. Oftentimes after about 30 years, they've had like half the freaking galaxy. But that's when you go back and... That's when I'd go back and look and see, oh, Prothoran squashed by others, 200 as opposed to 2,000. And then infested worlds cleansed is 0 forever. The key to this game on console is we could do tons of content searches to see if it was worth buying, and man, it's just as great as console, and now we can look forward to new stuff. Yes, I agree. A-Spec put out a very good video that's not really up to date, but it's about a year, I'm going to say it's at least a year old, about the DLC that is available on PC. He went from... least what's the word I'm looking for? Least viable to most viable expansions to get for Stellaris for PC. So by extension, the same will be true for console. So Edasich Science Core, what are you building? Just a few more basic labs, that's fine. Edasich Energy, what are you building? Yeah, I don't think you're building anything. Why not? That's just really dumb. So let's get our... Sorry, I've got that loud buzzing noise. I hate that loud buzzing noise when you zoom in really far. I really do. Let's start that, and then we need an energy grid, and we can build a power plant on a couple tiles after that. So let's put one there, and then these 2 tiles, which will get the adjacency bonus. Yes, I know that we have what's it called? Technically, we have an unemployed pop right now, but that's fine. It's only temporary. Okay, there we go. I'm all about money, but whatever works for you. Yeah, I don't disagree. A Dyson, like I said, all 3 of them could have their own uses, really. A Dyson sphere would be really cool, though. Like I said, we'd never have to worry about energy. Yeah, I'm the same. If I could get hundreds of hours, it's worth the cash on a game. I'm unemployed. Every penny is watched. Yeah, I feel you there, man. For most of 2012 and 2013, when I was unemployed for the better part of 2 years, that's part of the reason why I played Mass Effect 3 multiplayer for that time span, is because I couldn't really afford to get new games. I did get a couple, but they wound up being ones that I never really played. I think I got like Borderlands 2 or some crap during that time period, and I never played it. I just went back to playing Skyrim when I felt like playing something single player, and I would hop on and play Mass Effect 3 multiplayer when my friends were online. An array gives you eyes on the whole galaxy, which could help out with the endgame. No, I totally agree. That's the thing, though. All 3 of the megastructures available to us would be extremely useful. I do agree with Stang that another Dyson sphere would be fantastic because it'll give us another plus 400 energy credits every month. So I would essentially be able to build us probably about another 100 battleships if it came down to that. Even though we'd be way over naval capacity, like it would still be really good to have another Dyson sphere. Though you're right, a sentry array would be fantastic to deal with the Prothoran, especially with our plan of using these corvettes as decoys, where we send them in, and we draw that, like we could determine where would be a good system to send our corvettes in. You know, where are their ships not located, and where could we send our corvettes to kind of just, you know, do a big rope-a-dope on their fleets and whatnot, and then we could send in our battleships to bombard a planet and possibly have our troops land down there and de-infest it. A sentry array would be fantastic for that. And a Science Nexus, they're always good because, you know, another plus 90 science generation in all branches, possibly plus 100 if the relevant event triggers. Okay, so let's upgrade this mineral silo first, and then we'll upgrade this hydroponics farm. Anyways, with that said, it's been 2 hours. So yeah, thanks to those of you who came by. We're gonna end the stream there tonight. It's about 9 o'clock my time, so it's a good time to call it a night. Newt stream game. We're gonna save that. So not a heck of a lot went on this episode. Just some colonizing. This is the kind of stagnant part of the late game, unfortunately, but that's going to change once we have the proper technologies and stuff, so that we're not taking a huge hit by losing some core sector systems once we get rid of our our pacifism ethics. Man, hiccups hit me at the bad times. We can shift our focus towards being more militarist and get like a bonus to our ship fire rate from adopting militarism ethics, so on and so forth. That is going to take some time, though. Probably another episode where we're just sitting there and preparing for that, to be totally honest. You have a good night too, Stang. Thanks for watching the stream tonight. Really appreciate it. Thanks again to Jeremy for coming by and being talkative. MC Old Greg, I appreciate that as well. And XTK421Z. Of course, I appreciate those of you who come by and watch these videos on YouTube as well. I know I kind of battle on about completely unrelated stuff. If that stuff annoys you, please do let me know. Because sometimes when we're just sitting around waiting, my thoughts do tend to wander. But it is kind of fun to talk about things with you guys live during stream as well. And if you did watch this on YouTube, you'd like to see more Stellaris Console Edition content, feel free to subscribe to the channel. I tend to put out at least one new video every week, often a Let's Play, as Tuesday night has kind of become the unofficial Stellaris Console Edition stream night. You'll also have to dingle my dongle so that you get the notifications when a new video goes up. I do play some other games, so if you want to check out some other stuff, you'll see videos on that as well. Get an idea for what I like to play, and maybe suggest other games you'd like to see me stream over the course of the next few months here for closing out 2019. Also, check out the links in the description below. You'll find my Twitter feed. That's a great way to keep in touch with me, as well as keep track of when I go live, if I have to cancel or postpone a stream. Good way to communicate with me. My Twitch channel, which I streamed these off of prior to uploading to YouTube. And come by that, watch the stream live, join in on the chat. We get more people dropping by every week, it seems, which is great. Chat's definitely been more lively for the last several weeks here. And lastly, of course, the Discord channel, my little quiet corner of the internet, all for me and people who watch my stuff. You can come in there to talk about Stellaris Console Edition or other content that I have put on the channel. Smite, World of Tanks, Mass Effect, whatever takes your fancy. Or just talk about stuff with other people who come by and watch the same videos as you do on my channel. So this has been Mobius Y, streaming Tuesday evening on Stellaris Console Edition. It was still pretty fun interacting with you guys on stream. I appreciate that. And still some goings on here with the game as well. So hopefully you enjoyed yourselves and possibly learned something. And again, thank you very much to those of you who watch this on YouTube. I hope to see you again very soon for the next Stellaris Console Edition stream. Follow me on Twitter, and I'll let you know if that will be what goes on this Friday as well. We'll see you again real soon, and have a great night.